The generational cycle of pain is real. This cycle of pain continues to callous human hearts, to dismantle the family concept and infect generations. As people project pain on us, there are people that are projecting pain on others. Constantly, we're hearing about gun violence, homicides, suicides. We're hearing about people that are taking their own life because they feel like their lives have no meaning. We are experiencing a rise in depression, anxiety, stomach issues, chronic health conditions, diabetes, cancer, where it's literally eating up our body on the inside. Tens of millions of people are diagnosed with mental health issues yearly. I believe that motherhood is an opportunity to reunite the family. That we have to search deep within our hearts and bring up the things that we stand for. We assess our own childhood and we say, for the things that have caused us pain, I will not do that to my family. I will give them the best that I had and then some, because I believe that's what our Creator does. It gives us the best and then some. I've experienced that throughout my life, being a child of a single parent, having my body misused, that I looked for God. My soul was fertile because I wanted to know the right way to live my life. There is another way. There doesn't have to be so much sorrow and pain that I believe God placed, as the Bible says, His laws of the universe within our hearts and our minds. We have the truth within us. And for the month of May, I am celebrating my mother because of the principles that she taught me, because of the purpose that she continued to reinforce every single day, even with us being miles away, that my life has meaning. My life has purpose. And the encouragement I receive from her to create the family that you want, not the family traditions that didn't work for me, not the ones that brought me pain or I experienced pain from them, but the ones that I can experience, my children can experience joy. They can experience compassion, love, faithfulness, gentleness, kindness, all the fruits of the Spirit. I've been celebrating my mother's principles, as she humbly shared her experiences with us, giving us the facts of what happened, and unveiling the treasures that she received and put in her heart and her surrounding foundation. That it was these principles that I believe helped me to avoid many of the potholes of being a child of a single parent. The potholes of not having my biological father in my life. The potholes of having my body misused. These principles are treasures that I continue to pull out of my backpack throughout my earthly journey. And I'm storing them in my children's backpack. And I've given them to others throughout my life as a nurse, as in health coaching, I've shared them with family. I've shared them with friends. I've shared them with strangers that we think are strangers, but it's all part of a larger family. The first principle I shared yesterday was my mother encouraged us to give from the heart. If you haven't watched that video, please do so and ask yourself, what does it mean to give from the heart? How can I give from the heart, my heart to my children, or to people, to children, my aunt, my nieces and my nephews, my cousins? Because out of the heart flows the issues of life, as well as the springs of life. See, it's not about religion. It's about understanding this world that we are a part of, knowing that there are laws in the universe that many call karma, but there are laws in the universe to help not to minimize who we are, but to help us to maximize who we are as spirits in bodily form, to align ourselves with the truth that guides the universe. The second principle I'm going to share with you today is my mother said, as long as people have tongues, they will talk. And that helped prepare me for bullying, which is one of the contributors of suicides. People feeling bullied, people feeling their life has no meaning. They're afraid of what people will say about them because they're different, or they decide to live their life in a different lifestyle. They're afraid if they don't do something bad to someone, shoot them, or say something mean, that people will think they're cowards. My mother encouraged me to not just listen to what people say, but also to look at their actions. That when people say things that are kind, are their actions kind? Are they consistent, their actions consistent with their words? To be observant. And that helped me to select my circle of influence. That although I didn't have many friends, I had quality friendships. People that I could talk to, people that would listen to me, and I the same. As long as people have tongues, they will talk. People project their pain in words and in actions. Some people, not everybody. And so we have to prepare our children for things that they may experience in the world, to know they are not an experience. They are greater than that. To know when people, I was having the conversation with my children this morning, that when people do stuff or say stuff to you, it's not usually about you. It's not about you. It's how they choose to respond to a situation. You are never at fault for what someone, for as a child, for what someone has did to you, for what someone did to you. You are never at fault for that. Now, you can take responsibility if you said something unpleasant, unkind. You always want to assess yourself and say, did I do anything to make the person, did I do anything on my part that wasn't helpful? Did I say something that was potentially hurtful? But the action belongs solely to the person. However they decide to physically act, to verbally act, is always the person's decision. And too often we blame ourselves for what people do. We just had Child Abuse Prevention Month. And one of the things I put out there on social media is that no child is ever responsible for an adult's behavior. No matter how many times you twist it and turn it. As adults, as parents, mothers, we need to take responsibility for our emotions and our feelings. We minimize, avoid projecting our pain, our past pain on our children because they weren't here when that happened. And we owe it to ourselves and our family to heal our wounds, to give the pain back to the person and take responsibility for our emotions and our feelings. As long as people have tongues, they will talk. We cannot control what other people say. We can't control that people like us. One minute they may like us, the next minute they don't. We are not here to be liked. Our mission is much greater than that. We are here as representations of the truth in bodily form. So I will continue throughout the month of May to share these treasures that have helped me be the person that I am, that have helped me to look beyond my experiences, that have helped me to say, I need to put more light into the world through my children. I need to prepare them. I need to ground them in truth. And much of what I grew up with, I realize there are truths within the Bible. See, the Bible to me is not about being religious. It's about seeking universal laws and truths that will help guide me throughout life, minimizing the damage, the potholes, and edifying others. Because when you edify others with your tongue, because the Bible tells us the tongue is a vile thing, you can cause destruction or you can edify and build up. And the Bible encourages us to edify, to build. We have that. It's always a choice. Do you choose to be good and put more good in the world, more light in the world, more love in the world? Or do you choose to be evil, to put more darkness in the world, more hate in the world, more pain in the world? And as parents, we are in a great position to put more love in the world. We can reunite our family. We can dismantle myths about family structure. We can soften our hearts so that we see every individual as having purpose, as having meaning, life, where we regulate our tongue, where we dismantle myths, and we work on equality and preserving humanity than destroying it. My name is Timika Chambers, and I am a spirit just like you in bodily form, here for a divine mission, a divine purpose. My life has meaning. Your life has meaning. I am a mother. If you are a mother, we need to band together to reunite our family. And I ask you, what principles do you teach to your children? How do you prepare them for their earthly journey? Because whatever you teach, whatever you give, you reinforce within yourself, in yourselves. So subscribe to this channel as I talk more about breaking the cycle of pain by creating a cycle of love. I have a podcast, Create a Generational Cycle of Love. I have a website, TimikaSChambers.com, and you can find me on many social medias, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. And it's all about building up. How can we be the best the highest version of ourselves. And how can we help others do the same? We don't need to infect we're worried about infecting our family with bacteria and viruses, coronaviruses, when we want to focus on giving them love. Because there's too many infections of hate and violence out there in the world. So this is my call to you, my heart to yours, to help reunite our family, to help dismantle myths, and to help soften the hearts of our family, of our children, of ourselves. I look forward to sharing more about my mother's principles, and I have many of them to give you. And just look forward to hearing your comments. Take care.